Good evening, everyone. It is 5:04 p.m. and I call this public meeting to order. I want to thank everyone who is joining us this evening. If you want to make a public comment on the items listed under closed session agenda, please listen carefully to the directions provided by the clerk at the opening of each item. Mrs. Martinez.
Public hearing for visitors who wish to address the board on closed session items. 15 minutes of this portion of the meeting are reserved for members of the public to address the board on closed session items. Speakers seeking to comment on other items are requested to make those comments during the public comment portion of the meeting at 6:30 p.m. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes. The school board is prohibited by law from taking action on matters discussed that are not on the agenda, and no adverse conclusion should be drawn if the school board does not respond to public comment at this time. If you wish to address the board on an item included in this section of the agenda, please step up to the podium and state your name and city of residence. If you are joining us remotely and would like to make a public comment, click on the reactions icon located at the bottom of your screen. In the reactions window, click on the raise hand button and wait for your name to be called. We will allow speakers from the audience to address the board in the order they approach the podium or appear on our screen.
On. Good evening, President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, trustees, and Superintendent Lyle. I'm here this evening because I swore I wasn't going to cry. As many of you know, I submitted my letter of resignation last week. 5 years ago, I was humbled to come in front of you and accept the principalship at Madera Technical Exploration Center, where you trusted me with the gift of taking a theory of project-based learning, concurrent middle school students attending the district through a project-based lens and a CTE lens, something that had never been done in the Valley before, and you trusted me to lead and to do that work. 5 years ago, I promised you that I would build and cultivate a team that had the culture of excellence through industry-based lens at the heart of their work, that we would carry on the We Believe attitude for students, staff, and community members, that we would work collectively to build the culture and curriculum to produce students that can think, collaborate, produce, adapt, communicate, and contribute. I promised you that I would hold myself as well as my team members accountable to doing that work. After 5 years, I hope that some of the things I promised you I was able to deliver on with my team. It has not been my efforts alone that was able to take the MadTech concept from theory into action. It was a homecoming for me 5 years ago, as Madera is where I was born and raised. And I was able to be supported by leaders that knew me as a child and that saw something in me 5 years ago that I didn't quite see in myself at that time. So thank you to Kristen McKenna and Cheryl Sissel and Todd Lyle that convinced me my home was Madera for the time being. And I promised them that I would commit to the work and stay as long as it didn't interfere with my role as a mother. With my role as a mom. I have an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old whose calendars are getting busier and busier, and I'm missing events. And I'm sending my husband and my mother-in-law to things that as a mom, I really want to be able to attend and be at. I was raised in a family that my rooting section was not just one person. I had a team of people. I had my parents, I had my siblings. Most often I had my grandparents and my cousins and my aunts and my uncles. So really we can blame the man and the woman and the family that raised me to believe that family's at everything. No, just kidding, Dad. But I was raised to be there for your kids and to show up for your kids and to be very present in their education and in their life. And so I'm being given an opportunity to work for Fresno County Superintendent of Schools that will give me a more flexible schedule so that I can be there in a way that I want to be there as a mom. As many of you know, whenever you take a leadership position, your personal life and your professional life compete with each other. And so when I'm at a school event and I should be with my kids, I feel the guilt of a mom. When I'm at a school event for my kids and I should be at work, I feel the guilt of my team. And I want them to have someone that's there every day on both sides and that will serve them well. In addition to the leaders that recruited me into Madera, I've managed to form relationships with many other incredible people in this district. And it is not for a lack of support or a lack of job satisfaction that I'm leaving. And I wanted you as a board to know that Madera Unified is headed in a really positive direction. You have people doing really incredible work and working really hard every day. And that I had nothing but positive things to say from my last 5 years, from the team that I've worked with at MadTech and the team that supported me at the middle schools and district office. So thank you for believing in me. Thank you for this incredible opportunity. It's one that any leader should jump at the chance to try to take. I was also raised to believe that you leave it better than you found it. So hopefully in some way I've left Madera Unified just a little bit better moving forward, and that whoever replaces me will continue with that same motto and leave MadTech better than they're finding it when they receive it. Thank you.
We don't have other participants?
Board at this time.
Thank you, Ms. Martinez. Seeing none, hearing none, I close this public hearing and adjourn to closed session to discuss items 1A through 1E. The board will reconvene at the conclusion of the closed session. Good evening, everyone. It is 6:35 p.m. and I call this regular meeting to order. Welcome to tonight's board meeting. I want to welcome the media and everyone joining us in person and via Zoom. We ask those joining us this evening to please silence your electronic devices not linked to this meeting. If you would like to make a public comment, please listen carefully to the directions provided by the clerk at the opening of each comment period. Superintendent Lyle?
President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, members of the board and public, I'd like to remind us all of our vision and our mission this evening. Our vision is for Madera Unified to set the standard for hard work, creativity, and resiliency with a fearless drive to continuously improve. And our mission is that we are committed to creating and sustaining a culture enabling Madera Unified students to experience an unparalleled educational journey that is intellectually, socially, and personally transformative. That's our business this evening.
Here it is.
Thank you, Superintendent Lyle. Item number 3, roll call. Mrs. Martinez, please pull the roll. Please call the roll.
Trustee Taha?
Here.
Trustee Leanos?
Here.
Trustee Ahmad?
Here.
Trustee Cortez? Trustee Dybert?
Here.
Trustee Fleek is absent this evening. Trustee Seibert?
Here.
Clerk Mendoza?
Here.
President Salazar?
Here. Thank you, Ms. Martinez. Trustee Seibert, would you please lead us in a flag salute? Thank you, Trustee Seibert. Tonight's scheduled invocation will be provided by Pastor Derek Pearl of First Christian Church of Madera. I invite Pastor Pearl to the podium.
Thank you. Will you please pray with me? God, tonight we come before you with open minds, open hearts, and the ability to see the ability to see you guide and direct Madera Unified School District as it concludes its activities for this school year. God, we lift up the teachers as in their closing preparations. We lift up the students as they take tests. We lift up the graduates as they walk across the stage and in celebration of their accomplishment of receiving their diplomas. God, at the same time, we also ask for a safe and safe and sane celebration at the conclusion of commencement, God. We also lift up the business to be discussed here tonight. May it continue to guide and direct Madera Unified School District to be the best it can be. We thank you for intently listening to our prayers tonight. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Pro. Closed session reportable items, actions, Superintendent Lyle.
President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, we have none this evening.
Thank you, Superintendent Lyle. Adoption of the agenda, Mrs. Martinez.
Action to add or delete items from any portion of the agenda or to discuss any consent agenda items must be taken prior to the adoption of the agenda, Board Bylaw 9323.2.
Superintendent Lyle, does staff have items to add or remove from the agenda?
No, ma'am, we do not this evening.
Thank you, Superintendent Lyle. Trustees, do you have items to add or delete from the agenda?
Yes, actually, I'd like to pull item G3 for discussion.
G3. Approved memorandum of understanding with Autism Learning Partners? That one?
Yes.
You want to move to discuss it to this meeting into new business or?
Yes.
Okay. And so we'll add it to, we'll do it, new business number C. Is that okay, Superintendent?
As you like.
So we'll move it to item 12, C, and it'll be approved the memorandum for autism, of understanding the Autism Learning Partners LLC. Okay. Thank you, Trustee Cortez. We just read, okay, has been, okay, I'm sorry. Trustees, do I have a motion and a second to adopt the agenda as presented with the correction of moving item, was it
G3.
9G3.
9G3 to new business under 12C, approve memorandum of underwriting with Autism Learning Partners LLC.
Trustee Dyber, I move to adopt the agenda with the modifications noted.
Thank you. Do I have a second, trustees? Cortez?
Trustee Cortez and I second.
Okay. It has been moved by trustee Dybert and second by trustee Cortez to adopt the agenda as presented with the noted correction of moving item 9G3 to new business. Mrs. Martinez, please pull the board for the record.
Trustee Taha?
Yes.
Trustee Lianos?
Yes.
Trustee Ahmad?
Yes.
Trustee Cortez?
Yes.
Trustee Dybert?
Yes.
Trustee Seibert?
Yes.
Clerk Mendoza?
Yes.
President Salazar?
Yes.
President Salazar, I counted 8 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions, 1 absent, and 2 of the votes are preferential.
Thank you, Ms. Martinez. Communication, student and staff recognition, item number 6A1, recognition of the 22-23 student board members and student representatives. Superintendent Lyle.
President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, members of the board, this is a moment that we're usually really excited, and this year it's kind of bittersweet. We're saying goodbye to some seniors who've been with us all year. They've done a really fantastic job representing their school, representing the public, and communicating the quality, cultures, and sense of leadership that all 3 of our high schools and Alt Ed all embody. We've had a really great year meeting with our student voice meetings. They've been fantastic. We've learned so much, and we are so sad to say goodbye. But we're going to start this evening. We have to do what we have to do as we start marching toward graduation just inch by inch. And we're going to start with our Board of Representatives. So President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, members of the board, we'd like to recognize our student board representatives who always fulfilled their duties and who have diligently kept us informed of activities at their school sites at our board meetings. Whether it's been through Zoom at the beginning of the school year or in person toward the end, we've had We have a plaque for each of them, and I invite you, President Salazar and Clerk Mendoza, to come down to the floor and present the plaques to our students. So, if you would, please. Where are our board reps? If you're in the audience, let's get you come on up. Come on up, champ. So for all of our attendees tonight, if you're new, you haven't seen them do this. Maybe they'll do it for us one more time before they leave, but they get to share with us all the amazing things that are going on in their schools, why it's fantastic to be a coyote, a stallion, or a toro, or why it's great to be a Ripperton Roadrunner or a jaguar at Mount Vista. We've been very fortunate to have the three that you have here, and then we have one for online, but we've had an amazing opportunity to get to know these three young ladies who are present tonight. So Laura Mendoza Soria, please step forward. Okay, let's make sure we get a picture. Let's see, where do we photo op? Let's make sure that we, with our clerk and president, please. Take a picture with her, please. Another good photo op. And she might not want to tell you this, but she's a champion wrestler. Don't kid yourself. Thank you. Now, could we please have Vanessa Martinez Lira step forward, please? Hi, Vanessa. All year, Vanessa kept improving and improving to the point where she was extremely confident and poised like she was a member of the staff. Congratulations. And then finally, Melanie Miranda. Melanie walked up to this role as if she'd done it for years. I hope she's a future educator. It would be to our benefit if she was. Congratulations. And then lastly, we just want to say out there to Hector Hernandez. Hector's not with us in the audience, but I hope Hector's out there in Zoom land because he did a fantastic job bringing to life the benefits of alt ed and how it's such a soft landing for so many kids that need it, and they find teachers who inspire them and make things just a little bit better every single day. So Hector, thank you out there. We hope you're hearing us tonight. We appreciated your support all year. Congratulations. Round of applause, please. Thank you, ladies. And now we'd like to transition, if we could. President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, please stay where you are. Members of the board, this year we saw a tremendous amount of fruitful service from our district's student board members. They led student voice meetings, represented the student body from every high school, and truly made a difference in our lives and the lives of future students during this historic term from August up until graduation. So for that, they should be commended and recognized. Their names will be displayed on a perpetual plaque in this district office for generations to come, so anyone can see who served as student trustees. It's a very exalted honor for students all across the state. I wish more school districts would do it, and they don't. But in Madera, we know the value of student voice, and we're going to keep leaning into that for the future. So on behalf of the board and the staff and students they served, we would like to provide a plaque to show our appreciation to each of them. So President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, I'm going to ask that you please welcome Swat Taha of Madera High School down to the podium, please. Trustee Taha. So for those of you that haven't had a chance to see Trustee Taha in action, she is a true class act and a professional, and she's 17, not even 18 yet. And there isn't anything about her leadership and her organization that would suggest to you that she doesn't have a master's degree in leadership and organizational studies. She's a brilliant young lady. We expect great things from her, and I'm going to keep telling her, education, teach, come back and teach. So thank you, Trustee Taha. Thank you for everything. We appreciate you very much. I'd like to now invite Trustee Diwali Llanos from Madera South High School to come down to the podium. I don't want to overuse the term professionalism, but what I think you're going to see from our student trustees is this sense that they are serving something bigger than just themselves and that they are true representatives of their school. At Madera South, where the tradition of being a stallion comes with class as the acronym, this is a young lady that absolutely embodies that. So Diwali, wherever you go, no matter what you do, and I hope you tell us before you leave tonight what your plans are, just one more time to remind us, we're going to miss you and really appreciate the way you organize your student voice meetings at Madera South so people felt like they had an authentic chance to say what was on their hearts to say. Thank you for that. Then I'd like to also invite Trustee Emily Duca Martinez from Torres High School. Now, Trustee Duca Martinez, are you yet even 16? I am 16. Did you just turn?
No.
Trustee Duca Martinez, this whole year has really worked to push herself into a level of confidence and comfort that the kind of leader she will be truly embodies. I think she really presents herself as really the mascot of Toro High School. I mean, I know you're not in a costume, but you really are in our minds what a Toro could be and should be. You've really shown that this year. Your organization with student voice meetings was outstanding, was truly impeccable. You were ready, and you were always, your reports week in and week out when you served were just tremendous. So I know you're hopefully going to serve one more term. Compete hard. We'd love to see you back for a second term. Congratulations. Thank you. Okay. Please don't go yet. Stay up here. I want to acknowledge Trustee Mia Garza from Alternative Education. She wasn't able to join us this evening, but I'd like to acknowledge her. I hope that she'll see this or somebody will share it with her. Trustee Garza started out really shy, and she was really nervous, and she was really, should I really do this? And the reality is, yes, absolutely. She took some real social and personal risks to lead and get out in front of her peers. And the alt ed student voice meetings were the most uplifting. Our three high schools will tell us all the things that are wrong. They're really good at it, and they're accurate. I mean, the things we need to improve. The students in alt ed really understood what was wrong, and that's so many things had gone wrong in their lives. What Trustee Garza did was she modeled and worked with the staff at three high schools for those meetings to be all about what could be right. It was a really interesting way to serve and lead. So we want to thank her for that. Could we get all of you down here with all of the trustees for a really great photo opportunity? And we'll see if we can't convince the Tribune to print it. No pressure on the Tribune. I'll stand in the back where I can look skinnier. There you go. We'll see you on stage. We'll see you on stage. Thank you. We'll see you on graduation night.
I would like to thank our student board representatives for their hard work, dedication, and time they have put into position they held this school year and their presentations. On behalf of our board, staff, public, we would like to thank each and every one of them. Superintendent Lyle.
We're on to 6A2 for all of you keeping score out there in your agendas. It's not quite as good as like a baseball box score, but there you go. I'd like to, at this time, recognize our Dean of Curriculum and Instruction at Madera South High School and advisor to the Black Student Union, Ms. Stephanie Hamblin, to address the board and help everyone in the room understand why the team that you're representing tonight is absolutely outstanding in every way. 2 years in a row isn't an accident. It's okay, Elijah, we know you. Don't be nervous. There are literally only tens of thousands of people watching this Zoom at home.
Thank you, Superintendent Lyle. President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, members of the board. I'm Stephanie Hamlin, Dean of Curriculum Instruction and Assessment, Madera South High School, and my more favorite title, co-advisor for our Black Student Union. And it's my immense pleasure to introduce 3 of our officers and refounding members of the Madera South BSU, Kanaya Johnson Hatcher, Alasia Hall, and Rosabelle Flores. These amazing young women helped us win for a second year in a row the Ruby Bridges Walk to School Day Award, which is awarded to only 5 schools out of California, New Mexico, and Arizona. And they are 2-time award winners for the event that they have put on that is now spread to all 3 high schools, middle schools, and throughout our elementary schools. I'd like to invite our president, Alasia Hall, to tell you a little bit about that event.
I would first like to say that we are very grateful for this award and we're very happy about it. We believe that education is very important. The children are our future. We're all aware of this. That's why I believe things like this, the Ruby Bridges Walk, is so important. Before that walk happened, some students didn't even know who she was. And that's pretty sad because that's a key part of history. That's how majority of us can be at school together without segregation. So I think these are very important things that young children need to learn. And some people might say it seems too much or they might not understand. But I can assure you, I was sitting with those kids and they pretty much got the lowdown very quickly on how things work. Kids are smarter than a lot of people would like to think. And I think we should start believing in them more. Thank you.
And to the point you're making, Alasia, to the point you're making, if I'm not mistaken, or at least last I knew, the federal marshal that guarded Ruby Bridges as she walked into kindergarten was still alive. And she is brilliant and articulate and travels the country, tells her story, and helps people understand how long ago it wasn't. So it might be a story from our history, but it's not a story that's past our living history. It's still real. And so that you still tell it and that you tell it so well and the kids want to be there. What a great event. It's a fun little march and it's a fantastic event. Well deserved. Congratulations.
Thank you, ladies, young ladies, for a job well done and showing your inspiration for the other students. Now we go on to item 6A3, recognition of the 2024 Bonner Center Character and Civic Education School Awards, Furman Independent Study Program, Dixieland, Lavina, and Parkwood Elementary Schools. Superintendent Lyle.
President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, members of the board, and all of our tens of thousands of Zoom watchers out there. I present to you Director Karen Diorian from our Culture and Climate Department. These are awards we take very seriously because they represent the dedication to making things better every single year for our kids in an inclusive culture where they're safe. Ms. Diorian?
Am I on? Good evening, President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, trustees, and Superintendent Lyle. I'd like to introduce Dr. Mabel Franks from the Bonner Center at Fresno State, who would like to award our schools who applied and were recognized for this 2024 award. Dr. Franks? Thank you. It's an honor to be here in celebration of this very special occasion. Each school that was recognized is able to apply for this award every 4 years. So the 4 schools that are here, don't assume that they're the only ones that Madera has that exemplifies this. It's just that it's every 4 years that they can earn it. And the idea is that not only do they complete a written application, but we complete a visitation to really verify those that we see in the application. And the best part of that is to hearing the voices of the students, because I truly believe unless students are living it, believing it, saying it, it really may not exist. So I can honestly promise you, guarantee you that every one of these schools that were visited absolutely earned this. They're exemplifying what is important and understanding about the role character plays, not only in their success, but in the success of others, and understanding the role that they also play as a civic leader, not only in their schools, but in their lives. So thank you. So today, I'd like to honor Dixieland Elementary School. Hey, I remember you. Oh, no. No, that's good. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Congratulations. I feel like I know you all. Is anybody would like to say a few words about what they earned? Whoops, sorry.
If you get the chance to go to Dixieland, you'll see what a special place it is. These are staff members and some of our students that exemplify being a Dixieland Cougar each and every day. You feel it when you walk onto campus, and we're really, really proud of earning this award. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
I like the way you said that, Ms. Imperish. Just if you get to go to Dixieland. I heard that.
I'll be there next week.
That's a seller. The next one is Parkwood Elementary School.
Whoa. David's trying to get a picture, so don't run away. You gotta hold that Captain America shield up high. Thank you, sir.
I just want to say thank you so much. This is a great honor to receive the Bonner Character Award. And I brought Liz Pulido. She is one of our parents and our parent club president. And so we're excited. We also have Miss Hall here, Serena Hall, who's one of our TK teachers. And so we're excited and thank you very much.
Next one is Lavina Elementary School.
Congratulations, Warriors. Oh, turn it on. There you go.
Thank you for the recognition. This is really special to all of us. And I know this is members of my Tier 1 and Tier 2 PBIS team, Lisa Killian, Nancy Camacho, and Lori Tamberry. And really, I want to recognize them because in addition to our students, they worked really hard to receive this honor. So thank you.
And you, I didn't know.
Yes, but
You all play.
Thank you, ladies.
And finally, Dwayne Furman. I love that smile. Can't get away without saying that.
It's just such a pleasure to have gotten this award. In the past 3 years that we've been open, our staff has just worked really hard on developing character in our students in a different way from home, as the students study from home. So it's a great honor to be blessed with this today. Thank you.
And I would say you're serving as a model for others too.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me the honor to be here.
And you may have noticed this was all elementary schools. Even number years are elementary school and odd number years are secondary schools. So next year we hope to be back up here with some of our middle and high schools. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Franks.
Okay, now on to item 6A4, the Madera Minutes, Superintendent Lyle.
President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, members of the board, I invite you to watch these video highlights of some of our outstanding activities as we get close to the end. And I'd like to remind Alasia Hall that education runs in the family. Did I sneak that in?
We start this Madera Minute celebrating those educators who completed their end of the year activity with the Elementary Teacher Support Mentor Program. Year 1 candidates participated in an interview panel, and second year candidates gave a presentation to a panel of mentors. And for the first time in our district, the Parent Champion Academy, a parent orientation program, was offered. Families who participated received vital information designed to help them navigate the district's educational system. 51 parents participated in one or more of the workshops. Classes were hosted at Torres and Madera High School. Madera Unified Community Service and Parent Resource Centers organized a series of family nights during which parents and children worked together through fun literacy and mathematics activities. The 14 family nights held this spring at several elementary sites drew over 200 families. But that wasn't all. The center also put together a community-based parenting program designed to offer parents practical ways to deal with the negative adolescent behavior and help strengthening home gang prevention techniques. A total of 34 parents graduated from the Spring Parent Project and Loving Solutions from Madera and Torres High Schools and Virginia Lee Rose. In other things, more than 24 Madera South High School seniors who have decided to take the following steps in their lives and commit to serving their country were honored during the Madera South Military Signing Day ceremony. Representatives from all branches of the armed forces attended the event to acknowledge the 27 seniors who enlisted. And Madera Unified held its Mule Soccer Championship Tournament, in which several elementary schools from MUSD played head-to-head. Congratulations to Lincoln and Howard girls soccer team and Madison and Dixieland boys soccer team for placing first. We end this Madera Minutes on a high note. A number of MUSD schools put together an evening full of music. Mariachi Night featured a number of different schools in the district and had a special appearance by Fresno Unified's Roosevelt High School and MUSD Honor Mariachi.
Thank you. Item number 6B, public hearing for visitors who wish to speak on a subject not on the board agenda. Mrs. Martinez?
15 minutes of this portion of the meeting are reserved for members of the public to address the board on items not listed on the agenda and within the jurisdiction of the school board. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes. If the subject is an item on the agenda, the board president has the option of asking the speaker to hold the comment until that item is called. Comments on items listed as a public hearing on the agenda should be held until the hearing is open. The school board is prohibited by law from taking action on matters discussed that are not on the agenda, and no adverse conclusion should be drawn if the school board does not respond to the public comment at this time. If you wish to address the board on an item not on the board agenda, please step up to the podium and state your name and city of residence. If you are joining remotely and would like to make a public comment, click on the reactions icon located at the bottom of your screen. In the reactions window, click on the raise hand button and wait for your name to be called. Speakers will be allowed to address the board in the order they approach the podium or appear on our screen. President Salazar, we do not have any participants who wish to address the board at this time.
Thank you, Ms. Martinez.
It looks like we do have him.
Sorry, there is.
Okay, can I start? Okay, so I wasn't planning on really speaking today. I don't have a speech ready. I don't want to ruin all the beautiful things that happened today. I want to congratulate everybody for everything they've achieved all year.
Excuse me, can you please introduce yourself and what do you?
Okay, sorry. Everyone calls me Lefty and I live in Madera. So I am here to pretty much bring up, and I don't want to bring up details concerning that had happened with, and this is not a reflection of Madera Unified, but this goes for a student in John Adams Elementary School that went to camp at Calvin Crest, who there was a chaperone in the camp that immediately after he checked in, he learned that he was a Muslim, and he basically started joking around, calling him bomber, calling him other names, terrorist, put his bag down. He says, "Is that a bomb?" Like, he just kept on with his racist rants. And at some point during the time, just like this young lady that just left saying, you know, kids are smarter than what they look. And he said, like, you really can't be saying this. And I'm going to go tell somebody. I'm going to go tell Miss such and such teacher's name. And I don't want to bring up too many names. And his response was, well, it's your word against mine. Who do you think they're going to believe? So the parent called, spoke to the principal. They were doing an internal investigation. The reason why I'm bringing this up is that this internal investigation seems to be unclear on if it's between the camp and the district. The parents still has no idea what the name of the parent that did this. They want to be able to have all information, all facts, because if there's any legal matter that needs to be addressed with this individual that actually did that, they did kick him out of the camp soon after that same night. And this was the first day of camp on Monday that this happened. And as far as not knowing who the individual is, and so the other concern was no one contacted the parents when this happened. A whole week went by, the kid went home, and on Saturday, maybe, they brought it up in conversation. Of course, kids, they're there to have fun. They forgot about it. He wrote a statement, gave it to the teacher. They submitted it. So everyone knows that the chaperone is in the wrong. He's no longer allowed to chaperone. He's no longer allowed to volunteer in Madera Unified. However, I don't know who knows what in the district. And I don't know if the principal reached out to anybody in the district as far as like dealing with it. I know they're learning from this process at the moment. And I don't know what kind of training they provide. And I also volunteer in different camps, and this is not something that you would expect, especially if you have to go over the rules ahead of time. And the thing is, right now, is basically after the investigation, they don't want to. The principal did not provide a report of what happened as well from the camp. So the parent's still in the dark of no access to the camp report or no access to the name of the individual. So I don't know who I can talk to, or if somebody wants to take my information, or I can have somebody reach out to any one of you, someone here that knows you guys. I can, if someone raises their hand, I'll make sure someone gets the information to you from someone that's on this panel.
Mr. Marshall, will you please have a chance to visit with Mr. Rudigers, please? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any more?
President Salazar, we do not have any other participants who wish to address the board at this time.
Thank you, Ms. Martinez. Seeing or hearing no one else, I close this public hearing. Student Board Representative report, Melina Miranda of Torres High School and Hector Hernandez of Alternative Education. I invite Melina Miranda to present the Torres High School Board Representative report.
Good evening, Madera Unified School District Board President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, and members of the board. I'm Melanie Miranda here with the Torah report. Next slide, please. In early April, we hosted our annual Battle of the Classes competition. Classes complete in social media competitions, lunchtime activities, dress-up day competitions, hallway decorating skills, and rally games to see which class can bring the most spirit. The class of 2024 was victorious this year. Next slide, please. The weekend of April 12, Taurus ASB leadership traveled to the California Association of Student Leaders State Conference in Ontario, California. Students had the opportunity to network with student leaders from around the state, attend workshops, and hear from nationally renowned inspirational speakers. This conference was extra special as one of THS's very own ASB leadership students helped to plan and run the conference, and even presented a workshop. Taurus ASB was also awarded its second consecutive Outstanding Leadership Program Award. Next slide, please. In mid-April, Madtown Robotics traveled to Houston, Texas for the annual First Robotics World Championship. Team 1323 was awarded the Industrial Design Award in their division and took second in the world. We look forward to what next year will bring our relatively young team. Next slide, please. April also brought FBLA and FCCLA state conferences. FCCLA traveled to Riverside to participate in competitions, leadership workshops, industry tours, and the installation of our region and state officers for the 24-25 school year. Valeria Daza took fourth place in culinary arts, and Joel Jimenez and Isabella Davalos were elected to region officer positions. We also had 2 students elected as state officers, Alana Navarra, state president, and Ruby Marenetes, state historian. They are our first state officers in school history. FBLA traveled to Anaheim for their state conference where 20 Taurus students competed, and our digital video production team took third place in state. These students will travel to represent Taurus at the national level this summer. Next slide, please. On April 25th, we hosted our second annual Scholarship Awards Night. Over 50 students were awarded $76,800 in scholarships at the event. We are forever grateful for our donors and the continued support of Taurus and Madera Unified. Next slide, please. Powder Puff made a return this year as the class of 2024 took on the classes of 25, 26, and 27. The game was hosted in our stadium, making the night all more special, and even included a special halftime performance from our all-boy cheer squad. The underclassmen were victorious this year. Next slide, please. On May 1st, we hosted our first annual car show and community carnival. The event included food vendors, family-friendly games and activities, and our first ever car competition. Cars competed in categories such as Best Truck, Best Classic Car, Best Sound System, Best Beater Car, and Best in Show. It was awesome to see both community members and students come together for a night celebrating something they both love. Next slide, please. Salute to Education Week is always one of our favorite weeks at Taurus. The week started with curbside coffee and pastries for our Toro parents, followed by staff breakfast and nacho bar for our classified and certified staff members, and ended with free popsicles for students. ASB also gave out fruit parfaits, appreciation letters to influential staff members, teacher fatheads, and free drinks sponsored by the Hangout Nutrition Shop. We love having the opportunity to celebrate our school community. Next slide, please. This year, Taurus ASB hosted the first annual Culture Week, which culminated in our first ever culture fair. The week included dress-up days that encouraged students and staff members to represent their culture, lunchtime activities such as flag making and a soccer tournament, as well as performances from local artists and bands. Ended with our first annual culture fair where students hosted a cultural info booths that included trifolds, flyers, games, and snacks from each culture. Students were given passports, and if they collected a sticker from each booth, they were entered to win a prize. We love celebrating diversity at Taurus. Next slide, please. On Saturday, May 11th, we hosted our biggest prom in school history. An evening in Athens took place at Birdstone Winery. In addition to dancing, students were able to make flower bouquets, play long games, have their photo taken at number of photo booths, and even get their caricature drawn by our very own Mr. Mesa. It was definitely a night to remember with over 420 students in attendance. Next slide, please. This year, Taurus High School had 126 students qualified for the State Seal by Literacy. Students that receive the distinction must demonstrate proficiency in 2 or more languages and receive a special seal donating this honor on their diploma. Our celebration featured awards, a keynote speaker from our very own Spanish department chair, Anayeli Montoya, and desserts for those in attendance. Next slide, please. Taurus High School had 5 students selected as Kenny Taylor Boy of the Month, which qualified each student as a finalist of the Boy of the Year. This year, senior Omar Alvarez was awarded Boy of the Year receiving a $1,000 scholarship. Omar will attend Berkeley this fall to major in graphic design and communication studies. He is an active member of ASB, CSF, and many Torres High School clubs. He is also very involved in the community as an active member of the Madera Leos Club. We are extremely proud of our Torres High School seniors. 5 out of the 9 students recognized at their scholarship dinner are from Torres High School. Next slide, please. Just last week, we hosted our second annual Madtown ASB Leadership Conference. Students from Torres, Madera South, and Madera High came together for a day of team building, fellowship, and training to prepare for the 24-25 school year. Keynote speaker and leadership trainer Scott Bakovich took students through a curriculum that focused on creating a more inclusive and connected campus community. A special thank you to the Linkage Foundation and Cal Valley Printing for supporting this year's conference. We love the opportunity to collaborate as we work to elevate our activity programs in Madera Unified. Next slide, please. Over the weekend, our athletic season wrapped up with 2 Toro teams making it to the finals. Torres baseball took second place in the section on Friday at Valley Strong Ballpark, and our 4x400 meter team competed at state level at Buchanan. Additionally, we had 3 Torres students signed to continue their athletic career at the collegiate level. Sofia Mireles will be attending Cal State University Stanislaus for cross country. Irene Martinez will be attending UC Merced for cross country. William Belmonte will be attending Fresno Pacific for baseball. It has been an amazing year for Torres athletics. Next slide, please. Just yesterday, Torres ASB leadership partnered with the VFW to support their annual Memorial Day flag project at Courthouse Park. We love having the opportunity to collaborate with community organizations as we work to live out our namesake, Matilda Torres' legacy of service to the Madera community. Next slide, please. Here are upcoming events. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Miranda. I now invite Hector Hernandez to present the Alternative Education Student Board Representative Report. Is Hector here today? No. The principal for alternate ed.
Good evening, Board President, Superintendent Lyle, and board members. This is Alejandro Juarez, principal at Mountain Vista High School. Unfortunately, Hector cannot be here, so I will present on our behalf. Next slide, please. First up is Mountain Vista High School, where knowing our students by name, need, and interest is the focus for the year. Next slide, please. Open house was scheduled for May 2nd. Parents and families were able to visit with teachers and talk about their credit progress up to this point. Parents enjoyed a small meal as Mountain Vista staff served pulled pork sandwiches for all to enjoy. Next slide, please. On May 3rd, Mountain Vista held a student appreciation barbecue and some free giveaways since students have been working extremely hard completing multiple important assessments like the NWA, LPAC, and most recently, the state testing. Engagement is extremely high, and we want to let students know that we notice and appreciate their efforts. Next slide, please. This year, students at Mountain Vista who passed all of their classes and earned all of their credits for term 4 were eligible to attend the Grizzlies making the great baseball game on May 7th. 75 students were eligible to participate. Those who attended enjoyed their time with teachers and classmates at the ballpark. Next slide, please. On May 8th, a mental health resource fair was held at Mountain Vista during lunchtime. A total of 8 community agencies participated and provided students with resources to assist in managing their mental health, and they had a lot of free giveaways as well. Next slide, please. As mentioned in the month of May, students have been participating in mental health awareness activities to destigmatize mental health and create awareness. One of the activities that students participated in was the creation of the Positivity Wall, in which students made pledges on ribbons that they would spread positive messages about mental health. Next slide, please. Seniors at Mount Vista visited Six Flags Discovery Kingdom on May 17th. About 35 students were able to participate and enjoyed the last days together making memories. Next slide, please. Ms. Mendoza was awarded the We Believe Champion for always going above and beyond in supporting students to reach their full potential. Next slide, please. Barbara Brown was nominated for the Mount Vista Teacher of the Year. Ms. Brown is the teacher leader who supports both teachers, staff, and students alike. She leads the school-wide PBS implementation and is a huge reason for the positive culture and climate on campus, since she is always creating positive events for students to take part in. Next slide, please. Next up is Ripon High School. Next slide, please. This is the final year for our beloved custodian, Mr. Pete Ramirez, who served Madera Unified for over 38 years. Enjoy retirement, Pete. Well deserved. Next slide, please. Ripon recently completed a dodgeball tournament in Merced. The Roadrunners competed hard and finished second overall. They were happy to hear about amazing sportsmanship displayed from our athletes. Next slide, please. Special shout out to our Teacher of the Year, Ms. Yates, along with Serenity Maciel for doing such a great job and representing the voice of Ripon in recent alternative ed video. Next slide, please. Special shout out to our We Believe champion student advocate, Mr. Sal Gonzalez. Sal is the definition of what it means to be a champion for kids. Next slide, please. Finally, we recently had our staff and some of our students prepare breakfast for our senior send-off. We are going to miss them and their leadership on campus. However, we look forward to seeing what the future holds for our students. Next slide, please. Next up is Furman High School. Next slide, please. Many students attended the Bobcat Day at Fresno City to learn about the different career options and financial aid available to them. Next slide, please. The annual Furman High Leadership Sidewalk Sale was held on April 30th with students, parents, and staff donating items for the event. The fundraiser supports the prom, the senior trip, and various school activities, providing a great opportunity for students to collaborate in merchandising and sales. The leadership class extends a heartfelt thank you to Ms. Marlo Davis for her generous donation, which helped us pay for prom expenses. Next slide, please. Students visited Avila Beach, where they experienced the beach and hiking as they learned about the science and history behind the natural beauty of the beach and its habitats. Next slide, please. Furman High and Mountain Vista High School held its third annual prom on May 10th. Many students and staff enjoyed the music, food, and dancing. Next slide, please. Furman High and the ATP students joined forces to conduct its third annual cornhole tournament. There were several winners. Student and staff participation was great. Next slide, please. Furman High held a successful award and scholarship recognition ceremony and dinner on May 22nd. Many students received recognition for most improved and high achievement. Many parents, students, and staff participated. There was great food and music. Next slide, please. The We Believe student champion was Ms. Silvia Anguiano, student advocate of Furman High School. Due to her hard work and support and students within their academics, social, emotional learning, and leadership skills, she has guided our students within the voice meeting process and has encouraged students to participate in school events who would not otherwise participate in school events in other schools. Next slide, please. Rodolfo Bravo was nominated for the Furman High Teacher of the Year due to his great dedication, school leadership, and passion for guiding students through their learning in math. Next slide, please. That is it. Thank you for Alternative Education Schools. Believe in helping students finish strong and graduate. Thank you to all of you tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Juarez. Student Board Member Information and Report. Trustee Taja, I invite you to share your report with the board.
Thank you. Good evening, President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, Superintendent Lyle, Board of Trustees, and members of the public. I hope you're all doing well today. I'd like to report that I held my last student voice meeting on April 30th and had a great turnout. I had many constant participants that attended and a large group of newcomers as well. Students had many great suggestions and a lot of new ideas were given. So far, we were able to have some of those ideas addressed on the spot during the meeting, and the other ideas and suggestions have been taken note of for future discussion and plans of action. The general focus of the meeting was to reflect on the school year and open the floor up for new ideas. After reflecting on the school year, students voiced that they have overall felt they had good relationships with staff and that the environment was very positive over the year. They also voiced that through meetings such as Student Voice, they felt heard and enjoyed the opportunity to have a platform to voice their ideas. With this being my last meeting, I want to finish off by just saying that I had a great time serving my community as a student board member, and I thank this board for this unique opportunity. Thank you. That concludes my report.
Thank you very much, Trustee Taja. Trustee Llanos, I invite you to share your report with the board.
Good evening, President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, trustees, Superintendent Lyle, and distinguished guests. I hope you are all doing well this evening. As school comes to an end, I would like to report that I had my last student voice meeting on Monday, May 20th. I would like to report that during the student voice meeting, students explained that they felt safe on campus. Something that was a concern to students was that the bathroom should be fully stocked and clean at all times. Students would also like to have hooks in the bathroom stalls so that they are able to hang their backpacks instead of putting them on the floor. I plan to talk to our principal to make this possible. Students also expressed a couple highlights about being on campus. Students like how teachers are kind and respectful towards them. Another thing students enjoy while being on campus includes different activities such as grub downs, freshman events hosted by Link Crew, and the annual fashion show. Students love how these events are enjoyable and fulfilling. This week on Friday is the end of the year rally. It is a beach theme and students are very excited. Lastly, I would like to add that I've had an amazing experience being this year's student board trustee, and I hope to continue serving my community. This concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Lianos. Consent agenda, item number 9. Mrs. Martinez?
Items listed under the consent agenda are considered to be routine and are acted on by the Board of Trustees in one motion. There is no discussion of these items prior to the board vote unless a member of the board or staff requests specific items be considered and discussed separately and/or remove consent agenda from the consent agenda prior to the adoption of the agenda. It is understood that the administration recommends approval on all consent items. Each item on the consent agenda approved by the Board of Trustees shall be deemed to have been considered in full and adopted as recommended.
I now open the consent agenda for public comment. Mrs. Martinez?
If you wish to address the board on an item included in the consent agenda, please step up to the podium and state your name and city of residence. If you are joining remotely and would like to make a public comment, click on the reactions icon located at the bottom of your screen. In the reactions window, click on the raise hand button and wait for your name to be called. Speakers will be allowed to address the board in the order they approach the podium or appear on our screen. President Salazar, we do not have any participants who wish to address the board at this time.
Thank you, Mrs. Martinez. Seeing no one come forward, I close public comment. I now entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda. State your name when making the motion and when you second the motion. Trustees?
Trustee Seibert, I move to approve the consent agenda.
Thank you.
Trustee Ahmad, second.
Thank you. It has been moved by Trustee Seibert and second by Trustee Ahmad to approve the consent agenda. There is one resolution in the consent agenda. Ms. Martinez, please pull the board for the record.
Trustee Taha?
Yes.
Trustee Lianos?
Yes.
Trustee Ahmad?
Yes.
Trustee Cortez?
Yes.
Trustee Dybert?
Yes.
Trustee Fleek is absent. Trustee Seibert?
Yes.
Clerk Mendoza?
Yes.
President Salazar?
Yes.
President Salazar, I counted 8 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions, and 1 absent. 2 of the votes were preferential.
Thank you, Mrs. Martinez. At this time, I would like to take this opportunity to thank and acknowledge the following retirees for their service, not only in Madera Unified, but also for their service and commitment to the Madera community. Kimberly Van Loon, TSA as Special Services Department, will retire on October 1st, 2024, after 35 years of service. Anna D. Carrillo, teacher of Furman Independent Study, will retire on July 2nd, 2024, after 21 years of service. Pete Ramirez, head custodian at Ripperton Community Day School, will retire on May 16th, which already did, 2024, after 37 years of service. Jamie Myers, children nutrition cashier, will retire on June 6th, after 25 years of service. Superintendent Lyle, do you have any other administrative announcements?
I have too many this evening, President Salazar, but first I'd like to just say that our student trustees to my right will make fine board members someday, because I wouldn't wish the superintendent position on my worst enemy. You guys are going to be great. I'm really proud of you. I'd like to take this opportunity, President Salazar, to welcome to Madera Unified a lady who here in town has a fairly not a fairly high profile, but certainly a very positive and wonderful reputation. She's a lady who has an incredible life story. I don't want to spend my time where she could tell her own story, but I would like to say that she's worked her way through various departments in Madera County and has a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of career background to bring to bear on a really important department. And as the public sometimes is generally unaware, I would like to just mention that our health and wellness department is a point of pride in our district. It's something that we felt as a governance team was very important a few years before the pandemic. And since that time, the rest of the nation has awakened to just how valuable it is to have someone of the caliber of Maribel Navarro, our new health and wellness director for Madera Unified. Ms. Navarro?
Thank you so much, Superintendent Hadlile. President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, board trustee members, and our community members, I am deeply honored to stand before you today as the new Director of Health and Wellness for Madera Unified School District. I am filled with gratitude and excitement as I embark on this new journey with all of you. First and foremost, I want to express my genuine and thanks to the board for entrusting me with this vital role. As Superintendent Tilde explained, it's a very, very important role to hold in the district. Your faith in my abilities inspires me to work hard to ensure the health and well-being of our students, staff, and community. I'm committed to fostering an environment where every individual feels supported and empowered to thrive. I would also like to take this opportunity to recognize my family and friends whom are here to support me and are proud Maderians like I am, whose unchanging support has been instrumental in my career and personal development. Their encouragement and belief in me have given me the strength and confidence to pursue my passion for health and wellness. And ladies, I hope that you do the same. To my family, my love of my life, my husband of 27 years, and my 5 children that are all Madera Unified students, your love and understanding have been my foundation. You have been the biggest cheerleaders of me, and I am eternally grateful for all your presence in my life. To my extended family, I am extremely grateful, and I'm shaking to the knees because I cannot be more than blessed. To my friends, your constant support and encouragement have been a source of motivation for me. Thank you for standing by me through all the challenges and triumphs. And this is a moment where I would like to thank all of my alternative education instructors and professors and teachers that allowed me to have this journey. Like Superintendent Lyle mentioned, I have an extraordinary story to tell. I am a Maderian, married young, teenage mother that overcame a lot of obstacles, went back to school after 20 years, obtained my master's, and I'm pursuing a PhD in psychology, policy, and law. So I'm very proud to be a Maderian. Norma Martinez on the left side was one of my student mentors. I held a student assistant position at Dwayne E. Furman High School, and she helped me navigate that pathway to where I am today. Madera Unified School District's mission is to ensure that all students experience an unparalleled educational journey that is intellectually, socially, and personally transformative. Our vision is that we set standard for hard work, creativity, resiliency, with a fearless drive to continuously improve. As your new Director of Health and Wellness, I am dedicated to upholding these values. And I stand here as a student champion committed to creating programs and initiatives that support the physical, emotional, and mental well-being of every student in our district. I believe that the healthy student is a successful student, and together we can make a profound difference in the lives of our young people. I look forward to working together with each and every one of you, our educators, families, and community partners to build a healthier and more vibrant Madera Unified School District. Together we can create an environment where our students are prepared for their future endeavors and equipped with the resilience and strength to navigate their life challenges. Thank you once again for this incredible honor and opportunity. I'm excited about what we will achieve together and am confident that with our collective efforts, we can create a brighter and healthier future for our students. Thank you.
Well, Mr. Marshall, what do you think about that? Because it's not right to have anybody go after that. I'll introduce our new vice principal, who's promoting from Alpha Elementary. He's had a really profound impact on the last two elementary schools in which he served because he's a real stabilizing force and works his tail off. He's the kind of person that shows up early, stays late, because to him, getting the job done is what matters. And he believes in finding the balance between supporting the students and supporting the staff. I think he's going to do a fine job at Madera High School, and I'm really proud that he's going to be on the Coyote admin team. I know Principal Cosgrove is too, and because I'd like for nobody else to have to follow that last presentation, I'd like to present to you Mr. Will Kwasnick.
Thank you, Superintendent Lyle. I know you enjoyed that. President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, members of the board, Superintendent Lyle, and those in attendance tonight. I thank you for the opportunity to say a few words tonight, and thank you for the opportunity that awaits me at Madera High School. As I continue my career journey as an administrator, I want to acknowledge and thank those that have mentored me along the way. Specifically, I want to thank Principals Lisa De La Pena and Jesus Navarro for their leadership at Virginia Lee Rose, where I began as an administrator, as well as the VLR staff, past and present, where I got a crash course in creative leadership thanks to COVID. Some of those people are in the room tonight. There are some special people at VLR, and for many, the pandemic brought out the best in them when it counted most. I learned a lot there, and I can't thank them enough. I also want to take a moment to publicly thank Superintendent Lyle for his late-night phone calls to check on us during that trying time. Now, as an Alpha Gator, I want to thank Principal Chagoya, the staff, and the Alpha community for welcoming me into the mix this year. I hope it was as rewarding for you as it was for me, and I want to congratulate Mr. Chagoya on your retirement. He truly deserves it. Of course, I want to thank my family for their support and understanding as I continue this path, and specifically my wife, Lori, who is here tonight. I truly believe that I wouldn't be here tonight if not for you. Lastly, I want to thank Associate Superintendent Rodriguez for some good conversations of late, and soon to be Area Superintendent Catalan and Principal Cosgrove for giving me this chance. Thank you. I heard what Superintendent Lyle said when we last met, and I have every intention of following through. I won't let you down. Having experience at the junior high and elementary level in my 26 years in Madera, I've often thought that I might be well suited to serve in a high school setting, and I've gotten comments from colleagues over the years that I'd be good as a high school administrator. I hope that one day I'd get that chance, and today is that day. Thank you, and go Coyotes.
Wait, hold on. I need you to turn around and so the camera can see photographic evidence of the fact that you do smile. It's a great day to be a Coyote. Enjoy it next year. It'll be a lot of fun. Congratulations.
Much appreciated. Thank you.
All right, President Salazar, I would like to welcome to Madera Unified and to the podium to address you, a lady who worked with us for several years, but walked away from Madera Unified for a little while, took a time out, went right up Madera Avenue to Kerman, where she worked really hard to support a really proud community. And in the function of a school psychologist, many districts in the function of a school psychologist also have someone there who provides some quality control. In Madera Unified, we have program administrators. And so this lady's return trip to Madera Unified comes after many years of becoming an expert in her field, pushing herself beyond the position which she held to try and discover new levels of leadership and education. And I'm really excited that after having done that, she decided she wanted to come back and provide that level of leadership support and expertise to the proud Madera Unified students in special education who will certainly need her. I'd like to introduce to our board, Ms. Terry Belding.
Good evening, Board President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, Superintendent Lyle, and Board Trustees. I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude and enthusiasm for granting me the opportunity to return to Madera Unified School District as a program specialist. It isn't every day that one finds a professional family that welcomes them back with open arms, and I am truly grateful for their warm embrace. I would like to introduce my family, who's here with me. My husband, Jeff, who has been my rock, my beautiful daughter, Alyssa, and my parents, Sue and Jack. Without them, I would not have been able to accomplish the things to get me to this point, and I am truly thankful for them. I am deeply honored and thankful to the Special Services Department for extending this opportunity to me to join a team of educators, administrators, and support staff that work tirelessly to shape the future of our students, ensuring that every student is a champion in their own right, fills me with immense pride and purpose. Having had the opportunity to serve as a school psychologist with Madera Unified, I can attest to the high quality of professional development and collaboration that contributes to the high quality learning that occurs with the students served in this department. My journey in special education started 15 years ago as a special education teacher for severely handicapped students. With my interest in psychology, it was a no-brainer that in becoming a school psychologist was my next step in the career. Now that I am finishing up my 11th year as a school psychologist, I am excited to contribute the expertise I have gained during this time to enhance the special education programs and services in this new step in my career. I am committed to using my skills and knowledge to contribute meaningfully to the collective mission of Madera Unified. Again, I am deeply grateful to Madera Unified and the Special Services Department for entrusting me with this opportunity to serve in this new role. I am committed to upholding the core values of Madera Unified to continue advancing its goals and commitment towards its students. Thank you.
President Salazar, we still have more. I know. We didn't mean to pack them all into one board meeting, I promise you. Madera South High School is a special place for several of us in the room. We put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into the culture at that school. There's some staff out in the audience and some on the edges here, and we all experienced that and put a lot of time and energy into something that we all really believed in. And we've been really fortunate, and I'll say something a little bit later today about our activities directors, but we've been very fortunate in the last 2 years to have Christina Hillman there. But Christina's moving on. She's been promoted, and she'll be a vice principal, and I think an outstanding one at Desmond Middle School. But that left a spot. And the Stallion culture has always been one that really embraced its otherness. It's not a coyote. It's not blue. It's different, and it's purple, and it's inclusive, and it creates an opportunity for kids to be a little bit different and to find their way in a different space. I'm going to have one student who's a coyote next year and one is a stallion. I couldn't be more proud of that. And I feel as though the gentleman that is stepping in to fill some really big shoes is walking into a really powerful program where the invisible students are visible. I don't see him in the audience tonight, and if he isn't, we'll have him introduce himself next time. But I'd like to introduce Mr. Benjamin Cummings. Nope. Okay. That's right. Graduation. Okay. We'll introduce him when he comes back next time. All right, so I'd like to take this opportunity, and we're getting pretty close to the end here. We're in our final stretch. This lady, I think, needs very little introduction to many of us at the dais tonight. She's worked at Madera Unified for a number of years and has dedicated her entire professional career to Madera Unified. She's one of those ladies who will find a challenge out there and has never shied away from challenging herself to master it. She cares deeply about kids. She's been a student champion for a couple of decades here in this district, and took on the really challenging task of organizing an online independent study program during the pandemic for elementary school kids. Now, not very many people probably can wrap their heads around what that actually means, but some of us in the room have at least a vague idea of how challenging that was. I can't think of anyone who is as hardworking, as dedicated, and as thoughtful about her leadership. And so I think as our new Furman K-12 principal, I have all the confidence in the world in Ms. Michelle Angus.
Thank you, Superintendent Lyle. President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, and members of the board. It has been my pleasure to serve you as that Furman Independent Study TK to 8 principal for the past 3 years. During that time, we have served over 400 elementary students and their families who chose independent study as an educational option for a variety of reasons. And around 70 of those families have chosen independent study as a longer term option for their families, and deeply appreciate your support of our school and the independent study program. I am now honored to expand my role at Furman Independent Study to include TK through 12th grade. Wow, that just seems kind of hard to wrap your head around. I follow Mrs. Hilda Castrillon, who has been an inspiration for our entire program and a great support to me as an administrator who was new to independent study just a few short years ago. My TK to 12 staff and I will continue to support the students of Madera Unified who choose independent study as an educational option for their families in the future. Together, we will look to inspire our students to soar by practicing success, opportunity, advancement, and resiliency as they continue to grow and develop on their educational journey. Thank you.
So President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, members of the board, our very last administrative introduction this evening is for a lady who came to us just 2 years ago and had served at Firebaugh Middle School as a cornerstone of a very successful program there that won multiple awards for its interventions, its PBIS structure, and for just being a great place for kids. In fact, Firebaugh Middle School is one of those spots that if you're anywhere around Madera or Fresno County, you just have heard the quality word of mouth about how parents and kids feel about the experience at Firebaugh Middle School. Because every once in a while fate shines on Madera Unified, we get someone who has that kind of an experience who wants to challenge themselves and be at a crazy place like us. Well, as luck would have it, this young lady's tenure as a vice principal wasn't meant to be forever. I think many of us, and especially her principal, Ms. Rodriguez at Torres High School, felt as though she had much more to give and had much more leadership left to prove, and that she had all the potential in the world to do it. I think that's one of the main reasons why our executive cabinet and the round one team at Jefferson felt as though she could be the principal of Thomas Jefferson. I don't think there's any question that that's true. And Mr. Catalan's glowing recommendation of her and her ability to lead at Torres has really been unquestioned. Add all that together, and I think Amanda Garcia is going to be a fantastic principal at Thomas Jefferson Middle School. Ms. Garcia.
President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, Board of Trustees, and Superintendent Lyle. Thank you so much for the opportunity to serve the staff and students at Jefferson Middle School. With 17 years of experience as a teacher, academic coach, and administrator, I am thrilled to go back to my roots. To my incredible Torres family and admin team, Sabrina, Jordan, Erica, Kelly, Jacob Speed, and the amazing admin assistants, including my very own, Miss Imelda. You truly are incredible people. Thank you for supporting me in my growth and equipping me to become an even better leader. I will miss you all immensely. To my new TJ family, Mrs. Kelly, Ms. Pena, and staff, I am so excited to work alongside you, and I look forward to the positive impact we will make together. Go Patriots. Thank you.
So President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, board members, thank you for indulging all of that. And it is, it's it takes a special person to go to middle school, right? Middle school kids are not quite as lovable as sometimes they had been in former chapters of their lives or will be in future chapters of their lives. It takes something special. And Jefferson is at a place right now where the leadership and the strength of the staff is probably as good as it has been in the past several decades in this moment. So this is a really exciting time to be a Patriot. And a lot of us in the room passed through those halls and spent time there as either students or staff, and in a few cases, both. And this is a really great time to be a Patriot. So good luck. Congratulations.
Thank you, administrators. Item number 10, information and reports. Union time. At this time, I invite the presidents of unions to address the board. Mr. Holder?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Cummings, I forgot he's at graduation.
Good evening, Board President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, Board Member Superintendent Lyle. I'll be brief. I really have only one announcement right now. Just to let you all know that MUTA has made a $500 donation to each of the 3 comprehensive high school sober grad events next week in hopes that it helps keep all the upcoming graduating seniors safe and that they have a great sober grad event. That's it. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Holder. Thank you, Mr. Holder. Do we have any other union thank you. Superintendent's time.
I will be brief. President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, members of the board, I want to thank Mr. Holder publicly for that donation toward the safety of our students at Sober Grad. Mr. Holder, I think that's a tremendous gesture and one that I don't think any of us will lose sight of. That's very, very thoughtful. So thank you. I'd also like to, my apologies. I'd also like to take this time to say thank you to our graduate profile leads, our administrators, and the teachers who worked so hard to prepare students. We had the opportunity recently to see Mount Vista High School, Madera South High School, and MTech. And I just can't tell you how proud I am of the development of our graduate profile showcases. I wouldn't begin to beguile this board and tell you that we are where we want to be, but I will tell you that we saw more examples as this went on of where we think we can go. Today we saw some outstanding examples at MTech. I felt like we saw some really positive examples at Madera South High School. The students at Mount Vista took it very seriously, and their teachers did too. We saw that repeatedly. We have a lot of work to do, but I want to tell the board that we are going to do our level best to make sure that we are ready for next year when this goes live, that all of our students who will be seniors are ready to get up and present the connection between their education and their future. And we're really proud of this development. We know it's shaking things up in a positive way, and we want to commit to you tonight that we will be closer and closer to ready. And I think the expectation will continue to climb every year as we learn how to do this and do it well. I also want to thank Furman High School for a really fantastic scholarship and awards night. It was great to see the camaraderie and connection between the staff and the students. The staff, you can tell, really enjoys being a part of the Furman High School experience for students, and students feel like the staff are student champions. So we're really proud of that. I also want to thank Richard Delgado and Brandon Gillis for putting on the MUSC Mariachi Night. That is a little bit of a dream come true for our board here. And we just a few years ago had no mariachi program, and now we have one big enough and grand enough to fill the theater at Torres. And Mr. Delgado tells us that it will only get better from there. This is a passion project for him too, and I think he matches the board's vision with his expertise. He has a wide range of skills as an events coordinator, And one of them is to help the arts really flourish out loud and in public. And then finally, I'd like to say, and they're not in the room to hear it, but I'd like to say that to our secondary activities directors, I've watched them very carefully this year and paid really close attention to the work that they've done. And it probably will not surprise the board that just about every time you see one of them, you see the other two. They seem to always be together. Even when they're at their own school sites, it seems like the other two will show up and support them at their events. We are developing the kind of school culture that you see in our board reports from our board representatives that really is I think the full vision of what Americana is for the high school experience. And our students are now starting to report out loud. And this is the part that I think is really exciting. They're starting to report out loud in student voice meetings that they recognize the value of their school culture and how it makes them feel as if they're a part of something. Now, that's not always the case. Not every kid feels that way. We want to acknowledge that and say that we have a long way to go. But things have changed a great deal from when there was an in crowd and an out crowd, and now there is just a really big crowd. And lots of kids feel like the identity of a coyote or a stallion or a toro is big enough for them to be a part of it too. And we're seeing that in Alt Ed in particular, where our 3 student advocates at the 3 Alt Ed sites had to put together a team this year that just expressed a great deal of gratitude toward the board and to their administration and toward the teachers for the culture and opportunities that they get to experience every day. You don't always get to hear those things, but I think it's important we share them. And I think it's really important that tonight we recognize the advocates in Alt Ed and the secondary activities directors at our high schools for being really important leaders in that respect. So I'm really proud of them and proud of the school cultures that our students are participating in. And that's it for me this evening. Thank you. See you at graduation.
Thank you, Superintendent Lyle. On to item number 12, new business. 12A, Administrator and Supporter Services, reject bid number 040924 and approve contract with Bobo Construction, Inc. for the new Universal Transitional Kindergarten UTK buildings at Lincoln Elementary School. Superintendent Lyle.
President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, members of the board, the ever-professional Director Cox is here for this item.
Good evening, President Salazar, members of the board, Superintendent Lyle. You may recall last year the board approved to purchase the Cube TK buildings from Kaya Services under the CMAS piggyback contract. In this first phase, those new classroom buildings will be constructed at Lincoln, Alpha, Pershing, and Rose Elementary Schools in order to provide classroom spaces for our TK students. We have been working with PBK Architects to obtain DSA approval on the construction plans. We have received DSA approval for Lincoln, and we hope to receive DSA approval for the other 3 sites on May 30th, so this Thursday. A bid for the construction of the buildings and related site work at Lincoln Elementary School was advertised by the district on April 9th and April 16th. Bids were due on May 21st. Unfortunately, we did not receive any qualified bids. And so tonight we are recommending to reject bid number 040924 due to lack of bids. Fortunately, under Public Contract Code 22038, if no bids are received through either the formal or informal procedure, the project may be performed by a negotiated contract. Bobo Construction actually put together a bid for this project, but unfortunately they were a few minutes late turning it in. And so after discussing the project in more detail with Bobo Construction, we were able to negotiate a cost with them. Therefore, staff recommends contracting with Bobo Construction, Inc. to construct the scope of work outlined in the DSA plans and specifications. The district has worked with Bobo Construction on a past project. They were the general contractor for us for the Madera South Aquatic Complex. And we were very pleased with their quality of work, meeting the schedule and their cost. The construction cost for the Lincoln project is $7,660,000. It will be paid using Fund 35 and Fund 41. The district applied, and we will receive approximately $4.1 million from the state for this project. Now, the cost for the Lincoln project is more than what the cost will be at Alpha, Pershing, or Rose elementary schools, as we're not only constructing 4 TK classrooms at Lincoln, but we're also replacing 2 kindergarten portable classrooms with a new permanent building. In order to do that, we will need to relocate those 2 portables on campus so that they can be used this August as they are needed for the 24-25 school year. Once those portables are relocated, the contractor can then start constructing the 3 new buildings. So again, 4 TK classrooms and 2 kindergarten classrooms, which will be completed August of 2025. And so tonight, we are recommending to contract with Bobo Construction so that they can begin construction in early June to ensure that the classrooms will be ready for students this coming August, again, by relocating those portables, and then next August with the new buildings. And that concludes my comments. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Cox. I now open this item for public comment. Mrs. Martinez.
If you wish to address the board regarding this item, please step up to the podium and state your name and city of residence. If you are joining remotely and would like to make a public comment, click on the reactions icon located at the bottom of your screen. In the reactions window, click on the raise hand button and wait for your name to be called. Speakers will be allowed to address the board in the order they approach the podium or appear on our screen. President Salazar, we do not have any participants who wish to address the board at this time.
Thank you, Ms. Martinez. Seeing none come forward, I close public comment. Trustees, do you have any questions for staff? Trustee Dybert?
Yes, I had a question prepared for you, but I think you already answered. So this will be the first TK classroom that we're going to be building, correct?
That's correct.
I mean, the four classrooms, correct?
Yes, so 4 TK classrooms and then the 2 kinder. But yes, Lincoln Elementary School is our first school site, as we have received DSA approval, and we're just waiting for the other 3 sites for approval.
Oh, okay. So we're going to go with them for the other ones
For
as
the
well?
Alpha, Pershing, and Rose, that's correct.
Okay. And the cost is for the 4 classrooms plus replacing 2 kindergarten classrooms, you said?
Correct. So we're going to be relocating those 2 portables, and then in its place will be the permanent kindergarten classroom building.
Okay. And where is this going to interrupt in any way the kindergarten, school day or anything in that area?
I mean, construction will be during the school year. We will have our contractor obviously fence off the areas that they'll be working. And then we will definitely coordinate with the school site as far as if there's testing going on. But construction will be going on during the school year. As far as the portables, relocating the portables, that will have to happen this summer in order for them to be ready for August.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, good. That's for now. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Cortez?
No questions.
Trustee Ahmad? Trustee Seibert?
So when you do the next schools, like Pershing, you need to have go out for another bids, or?
That's correct. Yes. I'll be coming back to you.
So you're going to put everything out to bid?
Correct. As soon as we get DSA approval, we'll be putting that out to bid.
Clerk Mendoza?
No questions. Thank you.
No questions for myself. Thank you. I now entertain a motion and a second to approve item 12A1. Please state your name when you make a motion and second the motion.
Clerk Mendoza, I move to approve 12A1.
Thank you.
Trustee Dybert, I second that motion.
Thank you. It has been moved by Clerk Mendoza and second by Trustee Dybert to approve item 12A1. Ms. Martinez, please pull the board.
Trustee Taha?
Yes.
Trustee Llanos?
Yes.
Trustee Ahmad?
Yes.
Trustee Cortez?
Yes.
Trustee Dybert?
Yes.
Trustee Fleek is absent. Trustee Seibert?
Yes.
Clerk Mendoza?
Yes.
President Salazar?
Yes.
President Salazar, I counted 8 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions, and 1 absent. 2 of the votes are preferential.
Thank you, Ms. Martinez. Now, item 12B1, Fiscal Services, present and discuss the 24-25 annual service agreement. Superintendent Lyle.
President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, members of the board, we have CFO Arelis Garcia here for this item, and I barely even recognize her.
I look
Vacation will
very
do that to you.
relaxed. Yes.
Yeah.
Good evening, President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, and trustees. As every year, I have prepared the 24-25 vendor contracts for your review and approval. Tonight is just the first reading, so it will come back on the next board meeting for requesting the approval. I also prepared a summary that you receive. Hopefully you have it, and that tells you how much each department has a contracts for. So in total, we have about 43 million in contracts. And 3 of those, the contracts that are included on the book is they are revenue. So we have 3 contracts. One is for the Madera County, the jail. So we provide services to them. So we have to get into a contract with them. So we receive the money and we pay the staff for that service. The other contract is the 25, is about 20,000. That is for the every 15 minutes with the California Highway Patrol. We receive that 20,000 to do that, pay for the expenditures that are for that event that we pay every year. And if you have any specific questions, I'm here to answer. I also have all the directors and the cabinet members. Hopefully they are in Zoom land, that they can help me answer any question if you have any specific.
Thank you, CFO Garcia. Trustees, do you have any questions for staff? I start with you, Trustee Dybert.
I don't have any questions. Thank you for the extra sheet. I appreciate it. I don't have any questions, but when CFO Garcia presented the evaluation of the vendors last time, there was an evaluation based on performance. I can't remember what you had there.
The effectiveness?
Effectiveness. So I would like to request that as far as for the vendors list, what is not only the purpose, I would like to know how, I would like to have you listed for next year, that the district goal is listed as well somehow. I mean, that's for Superintendent Lyle maybe to work with staff. Because I think we should analyze the effectiveness of the vendor services they provide based, towards the district goals and student achievement.
I think we need to discuss that because what's the difference is that you have some direct expenses and you have indirect expenses.
Correct.
And so with the goals, it'll be more like student achievement. What are those effectiveness in maybe like say like Google Classroom, those kind of direct expenses. That's something that we probably need to discuss further because it's a hard request. It's a detail. It's not to say it's not impossible, but it's how we're going to map it out to ask that request.
Yeah, not everything is
to facilitate
right.
the answer we want. Yeah.
Yeah, it's for next year, so we can still discuss a little more. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Dybert. Trustee Cortez.
An idea on what Trustee Dybert was, her comment. Maybe we can have something of maybe like a color-coded system where if it's not directly related or supporting our goal, maybe indirectly. Just an idea.
So you want a color-coded, like if it's a direct expense?
Right. If it's direct, right.
Yeah,
Based
so
on
that'd
our
be
goal,
something
right.
that we would, like I just finished explaining to Trustee Dybert, that we would discuss how we would proceed with that, answering that second question to make it color-coded to be more simpler for you to understand those different departments. Would that be something we need to discuss and kind of put it down so that way to plan on it, for they could have those, facilitate those figures for us?
Sure. Yeah, if we can have a workshop to do that, or yes, that would work.
Thank you. Trustee Ahmad?
No question.
Trustee Seibert?
No.
Okay. Clerk Mendoza?
Ms. Garcia. I just wondering if, I think there's a couple of duplicates here. On page 34, you have Lake Shore. And then also on 36, the Discovery Source. I'm not sure if those are Different, or they're just duplicates?
They are not duplicate. They're two different contracts. One is for TK and one is for preschool.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay, and then the other comment I had is that could it possibly be made in larger font?
As we add more information in it, it's hard to, but well, we'll try our best to make it bigger.
I don't know, it
Yes.
just seems to be too small for me.
Okay.
I have to use a sheet. That's just don't work.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank
so, like trustee Dybert and trustee Cortez, we'll work on, see how we're gonna format this, so it could be for for our goals and based on that. But thank you. I do have some other questions, but I'll send them to you direct.
Okay, so we'll finalize it. We have some last minute changes. Either the amount needs to be increased or that will be in the final copy that will reprint for you for the next board meeting, and we'll send it to you for the final approval on the next board meeting.
Yeah, just one thing real quick for myself is in these totals by department, if they could be like, I don't know, put in yellow or something, could they kind of camouflage with the other number? If you don't see down, it's the total for that department. If
The
you could put 'em
totals
in-
are in here.
I know, but if you could put them like in yellow, those
Oh,
totals.
in a
yeah.
different color?
Yeah,
Okay,
thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, CFO Garcia. Announcements, Superintendent Lyle, do you have any announcements for the board?
Well, we have one more item that trustee
Oh,
Cortez pulled an item and asked us to discuss it in public.
I apologize. In new business, we added item 12C for the approval of memorandum of understanding the Autism Learning Patterns LLC. Superintendent Lyle.
So I would invite Director McKinney to the podium to discuss this item with the board and help them understand why we recommended it for as a routine item in consent.
Good evening, Board President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, Trustees, Superintendent Lyle. So the goal of special education is to ensure that students with disabilities are educated in the least restrictive environment in the general education with students without disabilities. And we don't look to a more restrictive environment until all supplemental aids and services have been exhausted. So the student, in reference to the Autism Learning Partners, has some difficulties with his behavior. He is on grade level and able to understand the curriculum. It's his behaviors that are interfering with him accessing his environment. We have utilized district staff, including our board certified behavior analysis, behavior technicians. And although we have seen some improvement with his behavior, there are still concerns at school. We've also had a paraprofessional ride with him to school and a paraprofessional ride with him home from school. The behaviors are not just occurring at school, they're also occurring in the home. Autism Learning Partners provides services to the student and their family in the home already. And so to help bridge what we are doing at school to have consistency with school and home, that's why we brought forward this memorandum of understanding so we could work with this outside agency so we could help bridge what's happening at school and at home so that we can see improved behaviors and so we don't have to consider a more restrictive environment for this student.
Director McKinney, is it fair to say that helping a student who's learning how to behave in a more mainstream environment, match those behaviors at home and at school, that level of consistency helps like maintain routines and helps like us to match the same language and the same routine structure that parents might also put together at home so that there's this sense of consistency so this student acclimates more quickly and more thoroughly over time. Is that accurate?
Yes, that's the goal of partnering with Autism Learning Partners. So we've utilized the district staff that we have. And so, like I said, although we have seen some improvement at school, we're still finding a lack of inconsistency between school and home. So we need to bring in this outside agency so we can use the same language at home that they're using at school. So what we're doing at school, they can do the same things at home. So hopefully, as I stated, the student is on grade level. And so we want to keep him in the general education environment with supports and services. I feel that we've utilized and exhausted the supports and services offered within Madera Unified. And that is one of the only reasons why we would be looking to have this memorandum of understanding with the Autism Learning Partners Corporation company.
And just as a point of clarification for everyone, like our legal obligation is to exhaust all district resources prior to reaching out and bringing on more, right? It's not to offload our responsibility, it's to maximize and ensure our responsibility is met.
We're not pulling any services away from this student. We will continue to have BCBA and behavior technician support. He will continue to have an IEP, but under the federal law, the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, you are correct. It says that we are legally obligated to exhaust all supplemental aids and services within the least restrictive environment. And we have exhausted a lot of what we can within Madera Unified. And again, is why we're looking to have a memorandum of understanding with ALP, Autism Learning Partners.
So, and as good partners, you know, in this work, we're just building these bridges. What's the financial fiscal impact to the district?
There's no fiscal impact to the district. The parents' insurance pays for the company to come in and provide services within the school setting.
That's good. Trustees, do you have any further questions for Director McKee?
Yeah, so I did notice that, I did read that the family's insurance is paying for this. But I also, and I see that there's no fiscal impact, but I also see that, well, by reading the background and the report here, it just sounded to me like this could be a potential candidate for our TOPS program. And so I kind of wanted to, get a more clarification on why that wasn't the case, or potentially the case down the road, or is that still on the table for this?
So the TOPS program is for students that have experienced trauma that's interfering with their ability not only to access their education academically, but also to access their environment. The TOPS is to provide early intervention so that students can return to their home school. And the TOPS is also to provide intervention so that we're not over-identifying students as having a disability. Trauma is not an identified disability. So this student, although I will say there is some trauma related to his behaviors, he has identified disabilities. And so that's why he wouldn't be a candidate for the TOPS program. The TOPS program doesn't preclude students with disabilities from being in there, but it's normally for those students with like a speech or language impairment, not for students with the identified disability that he has right now. And the TOPS program would be considered a more restrictive environment. Right now, if you look at a continuum of services that goes from least restrictive, which he's in, to most restrictive, that's where the TOPS program would be.
The most restrictive,
Yes.
okay. And what about exhausting the district's resources?
We have, as I stated, had a paraprofessional ride with him to and from school. We've had paraprofessional support within the general education classroom. We've had BCBA support within the general education classroom. We've had behavior technician support, all within the general education classroom. And as I stated, although some behaviors have been better, we still need the support, and we want to bridge the consistency between home and school, because what we're doing at school may not be reinforced at home. What they're doing at home may not be being able to be reinforced in school. And so that's why we want to be able to bridge that gap.
Right. And lastly, would we be able to get, or maybe I would be able to get maybe a flow chart of that continuum, so that I can have a visual?
Sure. Yeah.
And get a chance, please. Thank you.
Trustees, do you have any more further questions for Director?
I have a question, President Salazar. So, so you said that the students' private insurance pays for this. Is that how it's being financed? So, do we have any other students that they are supporting? Any students with autism that were contracted with this company that is helping the students?
I'm sure there are, but not that we've brought into the school system. This is the first that we are asking for an outside agency to support within school right now.
Okay, so parents have that that option to do that on their own, to get somebody to help them with their students? Because this is interesting. If a student has insurance, yeah, in school.
So that is an option, but again, if you look at the continuum, you have to exhaust all supplemental aids and services within the district first, and that takes a while. So it's not just as easy as saying my student has autism, they receive these services, and now we want them in the school. We are capable of providing most services within the school. It's just extreme cases when we invite outside agencies in. We always communicate openly and collaboratively with outside agencies so that what they're doing in therapy, we are reinforcing in the classroom, vice versa. But we normally don't have outside agencies come into school until it gets to a point where we have exhausted everything we have within the district.
Okay, thank you.
I have one question.
Okay, Trustee Ahmad.
If it's a similar case, if somebody, this particular case, they have the insurance, if somebody similar condition, other student do not have insurance, how they will get help on this situation?
Where it says
When we
financial
exhaust-
impact,
right.
it wouldn't be zero. We would contract
Then we
out
will
with an
contract.
agency. Right.
Thank you.
So just to understand, this company, Autism Learning Partner, it's like a bridge to make sure what they're learning, what the student is learning, the parents are there from the public school is carried over to at home, and what they're emphasizing at home carries over to the public school.
Correct.
So that way there's a consistency.
Yes.
Right, and the child is being taught in as well in school as the same thing as at home. So he has that consistency, the more reassurance that this is the way, adapt, to get them gradually to adapt to the society, life, school, everything.
Absolutely, yes.
But then this will have to continue, just continuous in his school.
Not necessarily with IEPs. We're required by law to have an IEP at least one per year. We've had multiple IEPs with this student, sometimes 5 or 6 per year. So the goal with any service is to give the student what they need in their time of need, and then hopefully pull back the services. We don't want students become adult dependent, and in this case, we don't want them to be company dependent. So it's not our goal to have this company with him at all times. It's to not only teach him, but help the teachers, the paraprofessionals, the other staff working with him to provide that consistency. So hopefully that they don't have to be there for long. So it's not like they're just coming in and we're going to leave them there all year. We have IEPs as often as needed to go over progress, to look at services, to look how the student is progressing on goals academically and behaviorally.
And like this service is being paid through the insurance, is there a cap that the insurance is willing to pay? And then we have to take over the cost?
I'm not necessarily sure that we'd have to take over the cost. It could be at that time, but that's something that we would be in communication with the insurance company.
And then that would be back to us as an additional expense?
Correct.
Okay.
If
Thank you.
if it comes to that,
Trustees,
yes.
any more further questions? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Director McKenna. Okay, now moving on to item number,
We actually have to vote on that one.
okay,
Otherwise it's not.
okay.
So have to read it, please.
If you wish to address the board regarding this item, please step up to the podium and state your name and city of residence. If you are joining remotely and would like to make a public comment, click on the reactions icon located at the bottom of your screen. In the reactions window, click on the raise hand button and wait for your name to be called. Speakers will be allowed to address the board in the order they approach the podium or appear on our screen. President Salazar, we do not have any participants who wish to address the board at this time.
Trustees, do we have any more other questions? No? Do we have a motion to approve item 12C, which is the approval of memorandum understanding with Autism Learning Partners LLC? I need a first and a second. Trustees,
Trustee Cortez, and I move to approve item 12C1 as stated.
do I have a second?
It's 12C3 for the record.
I apologize, 12C3.
And do I have a second?
Trustee Ahmad, second.
It's been approved by Trustee Cortez and second by Trustee Ahmad to approve item 12C3, which is understanding with Autism Learning Partners LLC. Ms. Martinez, will you pull the board, please? For the record.
Trustee Taha,
Yes.
Trustee Lianos,
Yes.
Trustee Ahmad,
Yes.
Trustee Cortez,
Yes.
Trustee Dybert,
Yes.
Trustee Fleek is absent, Trustee Seibert,
Excuse me, yes?
Clerk Mendoza,
Yes.
President Salazar.
Yes.
President Salazar, I counted 8 ayes, 0 noes, 0 abstentions, 1 absent. 2 of the votes are preferential.
Thank you, Ms. Martinez. Now moving on to item 14A1A, miscellaneous. Item 14A, board member committee and information reports. Trustees, is an opportunity for you to provide the board updates or reports from committee meetings or events you have attended. Trustee Ahmad?
Yes. On June 22nd, I attended District Wellness Committee meeting and was updated physical.
Move the speaker closer to you. There you go.
June 22nd. I'm sorry, May 22nd, sorry about that, yes. Sorry about that. And was updated on physical education and physical activities, nutrition and emotional, school climate, health education and services, and CalFresh services. Also, I attended Madera County Food Bank groundbreaking held by Madera Chamber of Commerce. They will be opening a new facility and in Madera on Knox and 28. So if you like to donate Madera Food Bank, so please do so. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Ahmad. Trustee Cortez?
Nothing to report, thank you.
Okay. Trustee Dybert?
Yes, I attended several events, but I'm going to be brief. On May 15, I attended the Furman Elementary Student Champion Awards presented to Mrs. Rachel Munoz. She's the administrative assistant there. And we got the award was presented a little bit before I arrived there, so I don't have anything else to report on that. That afternoon, I also attended the TJ's School Site Council meeting. I was pleased to see this time the presence of parents. At the last meeting, they didn't have a quorum. So, and there were also 3 students that were there. The collective voice from these 2 groups was the desire to wear an incentive attire at their promotion ceremonies. They discussed wearing a sash with the colors of the or the mascot of the receiving high school. So I'm not sure if Mr. Catalan will make that possible this year, but that was the discussion from the students and the parents. They also, Principal Catalan presented the Panorama Survey. The review, the staff praised Principal Catalan for including teachers and staff in the discussions, and the directions did not come as directives. At the same time, students at the meeting stated they feel overworked. They feel the homework is overwhelming, too many assignments at the same time. So the staff was there and they was listening to them, and they discussed maybe the students actually suggested to the teachers that were there that maybe you should get together and work out when we get all the assignments, so we are not getting too many assignments from all of you. It was pretty nice. It was a good dialogue. The students asked for more water fountains, more food options, the dress code, something with a navy color, and I'm not sure, something that would that was affiliated with gangs or something. Not Navy, they couldn't wear Navy. I didn't catch all of that. And they would like to see more hands-on learning in their electives. On May 20th, I attended the Madera South High School Student Voice meeting. Among the highlights for me are the discussions around safety. The students would like staff to go through metal detectors as well. The students felt the security staff shows favoritism towards certain students. But the students also expressed satisfaction with the relationships they have built with their teachers. They thank the activities director for the activities around the campus. They would like to receive more information on college opportunities, more restrooms breaks or increase the time, more soap supply in the boys' bathroom, more after-school programs, and teachers opening their classrooms as a way to provide academic support. Some students would like their teachers were more welcoming and getting to know their students, especially those introvert students. They talked about incentivizing academic growth at elementary level. And I know Superintendent Lyle talked about the STEMs opportunities that the students, current high school students don't have right now. So that evening, I also attended the last DLAC meeting for the school year. The members reviewed the Superintendent Lyle's feedback on the LCAP recommendations by DLAC. On May 21st, I attended Madera South High School Graduate Profile Showcase. It was my very first time in which the sophomores and juniors provided a presentation on this project. And I sat on the panel of one group and could see the growth from 10th grade to 11th grade. The panel was able to provide feedback to the students. It was a good experience, and I look forward to seeing the seniors doing that. On Wednesday, May 22nd, I attended the Wellness Committee meeting along with Trustee Ahmad. And various directors and outside agencies provided an update on their current projects. The Newton Relays, it was announced that will take place on May 31st at Madera South High School. And thank you, I got my passes. That evening, I attended a heartwarming end of the year celebration of Furman High School. Seniors were presented with awards and scholarships. It was a very nice and intimate event, very inspiring. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Dybert. Now to Trustee Seibert. Can you turn your mic on, please?
Okay, attended the CTE District Advisory Committee meeting, and our business partners were all impressed with a lot of things we're doing and very happy, but there's concerns when they interview kids or employees. They don't dress right. They may show up with holes in their pants and, you know, all relaxed. They don't look professional. I know we're addressing it in our senior, or what do you call it, the interview process,
Showcase.
senior project. But, so that's one of their concerns. And attendance. A lot of the younger people, they don't show up for work a lot. And they work for a while, and pretty soon they quit, they're off doing something else. So I don't know if how we can influence that in our schools. Maybe we're too lax on letting kids not turn in homework, and maybe they're getting away with stuff. Maybe we're not structured enough.
Karen?
I don't know if we can influence that. And then also they're complaining about the handwriting of the students today. A lot of them don't even know how to write cursive. So my question is, did we quit teaching cursive? I mean, I know they weren't doing it. We talked about it. But these kids should know how to write cursive, and I think we should focus back on that.
Anything else, Trustee Seibert?
And I don't know, I guess I'd like to have a discussion on that at the board. If we wanted them to teach cursive or not, or they're not doing it, it seems like they're not doing it. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Seibert. Clerk Mendoza.
Yeah, I'd like to make a comment on what Trustee Seibert was mentioning about the cursive. I find myself sometimes writing things out longhand, and I hand it to somebody so they can follow directions. and they have to come back to me and ask me, what did I write? Because it wasn't in block printing like I usually do.
It's not shorthand?
It's not shorthand. So sometimes I find that a little odd because I'm trying to rush and I write stuff out really quick, and my writing isn't bad. It's readable, but they just couldn't figure out what it is that I wrote. So I was kind of a little disappointed, and that's back to Trustee Seibert's point. Enough of that, but anyway, I attended the State Seals Literacy event at Torres High School. That's it.
Thank you. Myself, on the 15th also I attended the Torres the State Seal Literacy, and 126 students received their seals, and they were all happy and everything, parents and everything, and it was a very good turnout. And then on the 28th, I attended the last DLAC meeting of the year, like Trustee Dybert said, and thank you to the parents of that committee that attended. They read back like she said, the superintendent's response to their feedback for the LCAP, but thank you for those parents in the committee that they attend every year, every day, every meeting. And then on the 22nd, also attended the Furman High School Night of the Awards and Scholarships, and those students, thank you to the staff and the students and the counselors at the school that they give a different option, a different opportunity for our students to still attend school. And then on the 23rd, I attended that ELAC reclassification dinner at Torres for the students, and again, recognition to them. And I was able to meet our new teacher from Honduras, and that was nice sitting with her, meeting and discussing with her. But that's all for myself. Thank you, trustees, for sharing on your committees. Item number 15A, advanced planning, next board meeting. The next board meeting is scheduled for June 11th here in the Madera Unified School District room. Item 16, suggested future agenda items. Trustees, do you have any items you would like staff to present at a future board meeting? Please be specific on your requests. For staff, I start with Trustee Ahmad.
Nothing at this time.
Okay. Trustee Cortez?
Yes, I'd like to request that even though we have received the Me2B reports in electronic form, I would like to have a presentation by our school site leaders on the Me2B reports, particularly as it pertains to our goal. So we are now in May of 2024. We've got 2 more semesters left towards our the board's deadline, which is May of 2025, if I'm not mistaken. And so it's I think it's critical that we measure where we are in relation to that board goal, and I think it's important that we have that reported in a formal manner here at the board. Thank you.
So what you would like is a Me2B report by site, principal by site?
Yes.
And to like summarize how academics is getting to our goals?
Well, yes, because as you may recall, our goal is, our district goal is to have 80% of our students reach their best growth target by 2025.
So may I just a quick question so I understand? Trustee Cortez, you're asking for the Me2B reports. These are the reports that go to each individual home about an individual child.
I apologize. The best growth targets. That's what I meant.
The best growth targets are
Yes.
part of the Me2B report for each individual child. So
Right.
So do you want? Are you asking for one on the school, like something larger that is about the entire school?
Right, because the goal is district wide, right? So yes, I'd like to see where we are district wide, as well as per site. Yes.
Per site, do you want it by grade, or you want it just overall, like say Madison, do you want like 3rd to 4th grade through 6th grade?
I'm going to leave that up
or
to
just a
the
summary?
staff. I think I'll leave that up to the staff, but yes, I want a formal report on where we are as a district. So we can get as granular as you guys would like. And if the rest of my fellow board members have any suggestions on that, I would like to also hear those.
That's why I was trying to get a clarification, like per site, like I said, Madison overall, how the students are, their growth is to meet their growth target. I'm just using them for an example, a name.
Yes, for sure. We, district wide, for sure, as far as school site, per school site. But like I said, we can get as granular as, I'll leave that up to staff.
We'll think through some options because I think, I don't anticipate that you would like in open session in a meeting like this. I think are we at 29 schools now? I don't know that you want to have 29 of these individual reports about each school and their grade levels. We'll come up with some options and we'll bring them back so that we feel like we're meeting your needs and you have some feedback for us.
That'll work. Thank you.
Okay.
I thought we were getting annual reports on this.
On the growth?
Yeah, on our growth targets.
Those are the quarterly reports we do provide.
Yeah, quarterly.
Yeah.
So they add up.
But they use the NWA report
That's what's reported in those.
in the quarterly. But what he wants
We get those in electronic form or, even a hard copy, but I would like to have, our school site leaders present. And I understand, actually, at a board meeting, it'd be kind of difficult to fit all 29 school site leaders, but
well, like
yes.
we had that previous workshop where we had the area superintendents representing, it wasn't the individual principals were present. So you want the individual school sites or you want just an overall, like say, superintendent?
I think if we can have
representing
the school site leaders, yes, that would be
which would be a principal.
ideal, yes. Right, the principals, yes.
The principals representing the school site, which will be based on the year end, for 2024 for the school site, because we have to have a benchmark where we want it at.
Right, I mean,
The end
we're
of
almost,
2024.
yeah, I mean, we had, what did we have, 6 semesters? We're down to the last 2 semesters.
Yeah, that we noted, but I'm saying at what a benchmark do we want it at? We want it at the end of this school year, 2024, per site, per principal, based on the NWA report of what the goal achievement has been up to that.
Well, I think it would make sense to have it maybe towards, after the last NWA
We did.
administration, yeah.
The principals did submit those just a few weeks ago, so we do have those for you. We do print those out. We can give them to you in booklet format, just like that. The trustee Diver's holding them up right there. So we do have those for you.
I think I'd like the principals to present though, because, when we're reading these reports, they can get, very granular. And then if we have questions, I'd like to have questions for the principals to see what challenges they're experiencing, what successes they're experiencing, what opportunities there are to, maybe take advantage of, and
What their
to enhance the
strategic plans
growth.
are,
Yes,
based on those reports.
I'm sorry?
What their strategic plans are based on those reports.
Correct.
Yeah, they're
yes.
planning. So we'll discuss that. And then one of these days I'll share with you a spreadsheet that I do. It gives you more a panoramic view of all the whole school district. It goes by area, then it gives you the whole.
And I appreciate that. Thank you, President Salazar. But yes, if we can get that together, that would,
Yeah.
I would appreciate that.
Sounds good. Cortez, Seibert. Future planning.
I've been kind of thinking a lot about student behavior. So if we don't have good student behavior, it disrupts the whole classroom, and the teachers are frustrated. So at some point here down the road here, I'd like to have a plan school-wide on behavior, K through 12, because it seems like when they hit middle school, the wheels come off the cart. They shouldn't. They should have the same rules. But anyway, I don't, I've discussed it with the superintendent, some of those, my thoughts, but We're not going to move forward if we don't have good behavior and respect in the classroom. Teachers getting interrupted with bad behavior, that takes a lot of their time and attention, and they get frustrated, makes their job miserable. So I don't know if it's,
Policy.
because there's no consistency in the district from school to school, classroom to classroom.
So we
And I
have
think we need to address that somehow.
like a policy and then make sure that it's being enforced.
Yeah, I'm not sure how to address that. I'm sure our superintendent can come up with ideas on that. But we need consistency through the district.
Okay.
Is that it?
President Salazar, I think you bypassed me.
I'm sorry. Let
No
me-
problem. I just want
Let me
to,
just, oh, go ahead. I was calling him already, but go ahead.
oh, no. So I did have we're kind of like on the same page. I would like for staff to provide a date for an upcoming board workshop on student progress towards the district goals. And I think it's similar to the request of Trustee Cortez. I know the last NWEA was given, and I know there was a SAP already happened, Strategic Action Plan for each school site. So I think it's timely now because each of these reports, the principals and their leadership staff have evaluated the results and they prepare an action plan. I am not sure whether principals, that would take a long time for principals to present, but I like the format that the AAs presented the last time, where the principals were there sitting and we had any questions we could ask the principals. But yes, I would like to see as a pyramid what, maybe analyze each of the schools. I like this booklet. I'll probably, as a trustee, I will read it, I'll understand, but I think I would like to hear my fellow trustees' feedback on what direction we can give staff, what their needs are. The AAs will perfectly know what the needs at each school site and under their pyramid, and let us know how we can move forward. And when contracts and other suggestions come to us, that will really help me a lot. So if staff can find a date or give us possibly dates that a board workshop will take place to discuss this, I will appreciate it. We are almost like Trustee Cortez, so we're 2/3 of the way for to the goal that we had by the spring of 2025, and we haven't seen a report and a discussion from among the trustees on that. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. It gives a lot of food for thought on the presentation of these reports. Did they give us, but we'll work on this. We'll discuss it with the superintendent and then ask for some feedback from you guys before we go to staff to present. Because these workshops can be lengthy. Last time we had area superintendents presenting by pyramid. Myself, I didn't like it. I wasn't getting the grassroots. I didn't like the presentation from the area superintendents myself personally. I wasn't hearing the grassroots from the principals. And so, but we'll work on those. I hear you guys, what you're trying to say, and and to reach our goals and see where we're at. But anyway, moving forward.
That, what you guys are asking for, what time, you mean, this year, I mean, we can't do it in the next 2 weeks.
No.
So it's really is for future.
Yes, it's a future planning.
Future planning.
Yeah, it's a future planning thing.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, it can be the next 2 weeks.
Preferably before the spring of 2025.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Of course. We're not going to put it out that far, but you can't have it in 2 weeks. We have graduation next week. We're planning this week. And I guarantee kids are going to get ready for those kids. Those parents are getting ready for those kids to go away to college and stuff. But as far as us, we can work on this.
Maybe by the fall, before the next school year starts.
Yeah.
That would be good.
But remember, we're having a workshop in July, and you guys
I know.
were, some trustees were concerned about staff going on vacation.
Correct.
So this is still going to fall into that category again.
Right.
So we have-
August, September, maybe? 'Cause then the new
August
school
is,
year's-
is when school starts. So, but we'll get it done. We'll work on it. We're meeting tomorrow. And we'll talk about the concerns and then send out some feedback to the trustees of what you want on these reports. So that way, because the last time we had the last workshop, when was it, March? On the service superintendents?
I
principals?
don't recall, actually. I want to say it was in the spring though, but I don't recall exactly. I remember the workshop and we'll go back and look at some dates. We do have some staffing that we have some people that are transitioning into new roles. We want them to inhabit those roles and get a feel for their school so they know what they're talking about when they do present to you. If you want to hear from principals, because we'll have some new ones.
Yeah, we'll discuss it though. But yeah, our goal is important and to see where we're at, to see what we need to do so we can have a future planning for our district. I agree. I think that's it for future planning. Let me make sure where I'm at. So just a future item because you already did. And thank you, trustees. I think we're ready for adjournment. It is 8:53 p.m. And I adjourn this meeting. Thank you for attending the board meeting. Good night and be careful driving home.